In today's video, we're stepping into the shocking world of extreme makeovers, where beauty knows no limits and perfection comes at a price. These are 11 individuals who pushed their bodies beyond the imaginable, chasing ideals that stunned the world. From jaw-dropping plastic surgeries to radical body modifications, some sought the spotlight, while others were simply searching for a version of themselves they could love. Their transformations are bold, bizarre, and in some cases, downright heartbreaking. Whether you find them fascinating or frightening, one thing's for sure, you won't believe how far they went. This is Exposed Hollywood, and it's time to uncover the true cost of chasing perfection. Michael Jackson's transformation over the years wasn't just dramatic, it was one of the most talked about evolutions in pop culture history. From the fresh-faced teen heartthrob of the Jackson 5 to the almost unrecognizable figure he became before his passing in 2009, the changes in his appearance were both stunning and heartbreaking. It all began in 1979 with a rhinoplasty, just the first of what would become a long series of procedures. Some say he even persuaded his sister LaToya to go under the knife. Experts like Dr. Igorbis estimate Michael may have undergone as many as 100 cosmetic surgeries in his lifetime. According to Dr. Wallace Goodstein, who worked closely with Jackson's surgical team in the 1990s, the king of pop had cheek implants, eyelid lifts, multiple nose reconstructions, and even a cleft chin operation. Incredibly, there were times he would have up to 12 procedures within just a few months. As his facial features grew more refined and more distant from his original look, critics argued that his natural identity was fading away. What drove this relentless pursuit of reinvention? Was it insecurity, artistic vision, or something deeper? Whatever the reason, Michael's transformation left the world captivated and deeply concerned. And this is just the beginning. Stay tuned as we continue to uncover the most unforgettable and controversial transformations in Hollywood history. Hang Myoku was once a rising star in South Korea, a model and singer admired for her beauty and charm. But her pursuit of eternal youth would turn into one of the most tragic tales of cosmetic surgery gone horribly wrong. It all began in her 20s, when Hang started getting plastic surgery, even traveling to Japan for procedures with her husband. But instead of enhancing her appearance, each surgery left her face more swollen and distorted. As her features became increasingly unrecognizable, doctors refused to continue the procedures. Even her own parents struggled to recognize their daughter. But Hang couldn't stop. In a desperate attempt to maintain her looks, she turned to an unlicensed practitioner who injected her with industrial silicone. When that ran out, she made an unthinkable choice: injecting herself with cooking oil. The result was heartbreaking. Her once beautiful face became grotesquely disfigured, so much so that the public cruelly dubbed her fan face. Hang eventually underwent more than 10 corrective surgeries, during which doctors removed over 60 grams of foreign substances from her face and another 200 grams from her neck. But some damage could never be undone. Today, far from the spotlight, Hang works quietly in a thrift store, her glamorous past just a distant memory. Her story is a haunting reminder of the dangers of chasing perfection and the devastating cost of beauty gone too far. And this is just the beginning. Stay with us as we uncover more shocking transformations you won't believe are real. Jessica Alves, once known to the world as Rodrigo Alves, has spent over $800,000 chasing a dream, transforming herself into a living version of the perfect doll. Her journey began at just 17, not out of vanity, but necessity, a surgery to correct a hormone imbalance that caused unexpected breast growth. But the real transformation started much earlier, rooted in years of relentless bullying that left deep emotional scars. Determined to reinvent herself, Rodrigo underwent an extreme series of procedures, from facial contouring to multiple nose jobs and full-body skin tightening. Nearly every inch of his body was altered in pursuit of an image that, at times, seemed just out of reach. But the price was more than financial. One surgery resulted in a life-threatening infection that nearly reached his heart, and repeated damage to his nose forced him to breathe through his mouth. Still, he kept going, driven by an inner voice that never seemed satisfied. Eventually, a diagnosis of body dysmorphic disorder shed light on the obsession. But even more transformative was Rodrigo's decision to embrace the truth he had long buried. He wasn't meant to be the human Ken doll. She was meant to be Jessica. With that realization, her focus shifted from artificial perfection to embracing authentic femininity. Today, Jessica Alves shares her deeply personal journey with the world, her pain, her resilience, and her rebirth. Her story isn't just about plastic surgery, it's about reclaiming identity, surviving judgment, and choosing self-love. And up next, another jaw-dropping transformation that shook Hollywood to its core. Sahar Tabar, born Fatima Kishan, stunned the world when she transformed herself into what many described as a real-life zombie Angelina Jolie. Her haunting appearance, sunken cheeks, exaggerated lips, and ghostly skin sent shockwaves across the internet in 2017. Rumors swirled that she had undergone nearly 50 plastic surgeries to achieve her eerie look, though the truth behind the number was never confirmed. What is certain, however, is the impact. Her viral images sparked outrage, fascination, and heated debates about body image, social media obsession, and the cost of chasing notoriety. But Sahar's story isn't just about appearance, it's about consequence. In Iran, her online persona was deemed a threat. Authorities arrested her, charging her with blasphemy. The sentence? 10 years in prison. Yet, after massive global backlash, she was released on bail, her case igniting international conversations about freedom of expression and the harsh reality of living under strict regimes. Sahar Tabar's journey is bizarre, disturbing, and deeply human. It forces us to ask, how far would you go to be seen? And at what cost? Don't go anywhere. What comes next will shake your perception of beauty, identity, and the power of going viral. Jedlika, famously dubbed the human Ken doll, has taken plastic surgery to unprecedented heights, with over 1,000 procedures and nearly $1 million poured into reshaping every inch of his body. From sculpted triceps and defined shoulders to a surgically enhanced nose and even buttocks, Justin has meticulously crafted his appearance like a living work of art. His obsession with perfection began at just 13, fueled by glossy TV shows like Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous. But for Justin, going under the knife wasn't just about looking good, it was a statement. Every surgery became a symbol of control, identity, and personal triumph. He's even undergone a $15,000 hair transplant and had forehead vein correction, simply because it reminded him of Julia Roberts. But beneath the silicone and scalpel is a deeper story, one of self-expression, defiance, and radical freedom. Justin's journey has since taken him from operating rooms to reality TV, including a standout role in Men of West Hollywood, where he shares his unapologetic truth with the world. To some, his transformation might seem extreme. But to Justin, it's a bold rejection of convention and a fearless embrace of who he really is. And coming up next, another jaw-dropping transformation that left even Hollywood speechless. You won't want to miss this. Heidi Montag, once the golden girl of Laguna Beach and the hills, became a cautionary tale of beauty's hidden cost. At just 23 years old, she made headlines for undergoing an astonishing 10 cosmetic procedures in a single day, 16 hours under the knife. From a brow lift to chin reduction and Botox, Heidi chased perfection with a surgeon's scalpel. But what followed wasn't the glamorous transformation she imagined. Heavily medicated and physically drained, her recovery was a nightmare. She recalls feeling not just weak, but lost, emotionally hollow in a body that didn't feel like her own. Now, years later, Heidi looks back with a mixture of regret and hard-earned wisdom. She admits she was too young, too insecure, and too eager to fix what surgery never could. Today, she speaks openly about the emotional toll plastic surgery can take, especially when it's used to patch over deeper wounds. Heidi's not anti-surgery, but she's pro-truth. She urges anyone considering a major transformation to talk with professionals, seek support from loved ones, and ask themselves one honest question: what am I really trying to fix? Her story is a powerful reminder: true confidence doesn't come from a doctor's office. It comes from within. Stick around, because up next is another Hollywood tale that proves beauty can come at a devastating cost. Lara Flynn Boyle was once the epitome of timeless Hollywood allure, a breakout star who captivated audiences in Men in Black 2, The Road to Wellville, and Happiness. But in recent years, headlines haven't focused on her acting. Instead, they've zeroed in on her startling transformation. Once admired for her delicate features and old-school glamour, Lara now appears almost unrecognizable. Her face, swollen, tight, and dramatically altered, has sparked intense speculation about a string of cosmetic procedures. Rumors swirl about nose jobs, lip injections, Botox, fillers, and even facelifts. Ironically, in trying to preserve her youth, she may have accelerated the very aging she hoped to avoid. Critics and fans alike wonder, what if she had simply let her natural beauty evolve? Would she have aged more gracefully and more recognizably? Lara's story has become a modern-day cautionary tale, a stark reminder that in chasing perfection, one can sometimes lose the very thing that made them unforgettable. And coming up next, another star whose shocking transformation left fans stunned. You won't want to miss it. Simon Cowell, from harsh critic to cautionary tale. We all know Simon Cowell, the razor-sharp judge who made X Factor and Got Talent global sensations. But over the years, it wasn't just his biting remarks that had people talking, it was his face. By 2023, Simon shocked fans when he admitted to undergoing a series of cosmetic procedures that many felt had gone way too far. Some even joked he looked like a character straight out of a comedy sketch. But behind the headlines was something far more personal. His young son, Eric, was reportedly disturbed by the drastic change, finding it hard to recognize the father he once knew. That reaction hit Simon hard, and it was the wake-up call he needed. From that moment, Simon began stepping back from extreme treatments. He ditched the fillers, focused on simple skincare like facials, and embraced something even more powerful, a healthier lifestyle. He started eating clean, drinking more water, and focusing on wellness instead of vanity. Simon Cowell's journey is a reminder that real transformation isn't about chasing youth. It's about finding balance, self-awareness, and learning to love who you see in the mirror. And next up, another celebrity who pushed the limits even further. Don't go anywhere. Dolly Parton, the undisputed queen of country music, isn't just known for her legendary voice and soul-stirring songs. She's a cultural icon, instantly recognizable for her towering blonde hair, glittering rhinestone gowns, and radiant charm that lights up every stage she walks on. But behind the glamour is a woman who's never been afraid to own her truth. Over the years, Dolly has openly discussed her journey with cosmetic enhancements, everything from breast augmentation and facelifts to eyelid lifts and rhinoplasty. While opinions have varied, there's no denying these choices helped shape the bold, unforgettable image that fans around the world cherish. Dolly embraces it all with humor and honesty, once saying, "I look completely fake, but I'm completely real." And that's the magic of Dolly, she's unapologetically herself. In a world that pressures women to age quietly, she rewrote the rules with glitter, grit, and grace. Up next, we're turning the spotlight on another legend whose dramatic transformation left even the most loyal fans stunned. Stay tuned, you won't want to miss this. Dennis Abner, a Navy veteran and computer technician from Michigan, stunned the world with one of the most extreme transformations ever seen. Known as Catman, Dennis, who later went by Stalking Cat, wasn't chasing fame. He was chasing a vision. At just 23, after a spiritual encounter with a council of Native American shamans, he vowed to embody the spirit of a tiger. What followed was a lifelong journey of radical self-expression that defied every norm. It began with intricate, full-face tattoos. But that was only the first step. With the guidance of renowned body modification artists like Steve Hayworth and Shannon Larratt, Dennis underwent a staggering 14 surgeries, subdermal implants to create feline-like facial contours, pointed ears, a split and flattened nose, sharpened teeth, and even a mechanical tail. His transformation was so surreal, so intense, it felt almost alien. By 2008, his story reached mainstream audiences through an appearance on Larry King Live, and Guinness World Records soon recognized him for the most permanent animal transformation in history. But beyond the surgeries and headlines, Dennis Abner's journey was a powerful, controversial testament to the lengths one's soul will go to feel truly seen. And coming up next, another transformation that pushed the boundaries of identity and body modification even further. Trust us, you won't believe your eyes. Pixie Fox didn't just want to turn heads, she wanted to rewrite the rules of beauty itself. In 2015, the Swedish-born model shocked the world when she set out to sculpt the tiniest waist imaginable, just 18 inches. With a corset cinched tightly around her torso day and night, Pixie began reshaping her body to fit a fantasy, one inspired by animated, hourglass figures. But corsets weren't enough. In a move that stunned even the most seasoned plastic surgeons, Pixie underwent a highly controversial procedure to have 6 of her ribs removed, pushing her transformation into uncharted territory. Long before this drastic step, Pixie was already no stranger to the operating table. She'd spent over $200,000 on a wide range of procedures: a Brazilian butt lift, multiple liposuctions, rhinoplasty, breast implants, cheek and brow enhancements. The list goes on. To some, her choices may seem extreme. But to Pixie, it was never about fitting in. It was about fully owning her identity and reshaping her body into her own living art. Her journey forces us to question: who gets to decide what beauty looks like? And how far is too far when chasing a dream that's yours alone? Stick around. Up next is another transformation so shocking, it left the beauty world speechless. Thanks for watching Exposed Hollywood. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss a story that defies expectations. See you next time.